Okay, good morning to all of you. Let us begin this morning's class with a new topic, a new chapter, chapter 8 of your book. Take your statistics book, chapter 8, index numbers, on page 107. Index numbers, chapter 8, on page 107 of your textbook. Are we ready? Okay. Today we will do the theoretical part of index numbers, and from the next class onwards, we will concentrate more on the mathematical, or what we call the numericals. So, from the book Introduction, you have learned in the previous chapters how summary measures can be obtained from a mass of data. Now, you will learn how to obtain a summary measures of change in a group of related variables. So here we are going to study about the measures of a change in a group of related variables, variables which are related. Now, Ravi goes to the market after a long gap. He finds that the prices of most commodities have changed. Some items have become costlier, while others have become cheaper. Now, on his return from the market, he tells his father about the change in price of each and every item he bought, and it is bewildering to both. Bewildering means both were very puzzled, amazed why these changes are there. Some prices have risen, some have fallen. What could be the reason? Okay, so they were bewildered, they were wondering. The industrial sector consists of many subsectors. Each of them is changing. The output of some subsectors are rising, while it is falling in some subsectors. The changes are not uniform. Description of the individual rates of change will be difficult to understand. Can a single figure summarize these changes? Can a single figure summarize these changes? Now let us look at the following cases. We have three cases for study over here. First case. An industrial worker was earning salary of rupees 1000 in the year 1982. Today, he earns rupees 12,000. Can his standard of living be said to have risen 12 times during this period? By how much should his salary be raised so that he is as well off as before? In other words, in 1982 he was much better off earning just 1000 rupees. But in the present day he is risen to 12,000. On figures it looks like he has got a rise of 12 times his amount. But is that the same proportion of what he was getting earlier? That has to be studied. This is the case. Will he be as well off as he was when he was in 1982, only getting 1000? Or is he well off now, getting 12,000 rupees? A study for a case study. Second case. You must be reading about the Sensex in the newspaper. The Sensex crossing 8,000 points is indeed greeted with euphoria. Euphoria means happiness. When Sensex dipped 600 points recently, it eroded the investors' wealth by rupees 1,53,690 crores. So what exactly is the Sensex? Don't worry, we will learn about Sensex in this chapter itself, towards the end of the chapter. It is a stock exchange measure. Okay? Third case, the government says inflation rate will not accelerate due to the rise in the price of petroleum products. How does one measure inflation? What is inflation? Inflation is nothing else but rise in the price of living, rise in the price of goods. That is inflation. So the government says that the price of petroleum products increase, this will not be the cause for inflation. So how does one measure inflation? Now these are a sample of questions you will confront in your daily life. So a study of the index numbers helps you to analyze these questions. And this is what children you will be learning in this chapter, index numbers. Now when there is a comparison, children, what do you compare it with? Some base, there has to be a base for comparison, then only you can get a comparison. Now if I say the prices are increasing, why am I saying that? Because I might have said, when it was in 2015, the price of potatoes were 10 rupees a kilo, today it is 30 rupees a kilo. So current year price is measured or compared with, let's say I am keeping 2015 as my base year. I am comparing today's price with 2015, and then I draw my conclusions whether the price has risen or it is not risen. Yes or no? So for a comparison, we always need to have a base year or a base figure which can make comparisons. And in index numbers, we will be able to answer these questions which have been put forward to us by measuring the present income of that worker who was getting only 1,000 rupees in 82 and now he is getting 12,000. Is that a rise 12 times or no? How would we know? Simply by an index number, by measuring today's salary with the one he or she was getting in the year 1982. So the current year is 2021, let's say, and the base year would be 1982. So when we compare today's with a base and to get a percentage, we multiply it by 100. This is what we study in index numbers. And with these numbers, then we are able to give our predictions or our evaluations to them, that it has risen or it has dropped, or it will rise, it will drop. All these can be studied through index numbers. So you see, this index numbers is quite an interesting chapter. So what is an index number? An index number is a statistical device for measuring the changes in the magnitude of a group of related variables. Now magnitude here means the size. So there we are, index number is a statistical device. It is like a tool for measuring all the changes in the big size of a group of related variables. Magnitude means size. It represents the general trend of diverging ratios. Diverging means increasing or decreasing, something which may diverge. Okay, from which it is calculated. It is a measure of the average change in a group of related variables over two different situations. The comparison may be between like categories such as persons, schools, hospitals, etc. And an index number also measures the changes in the value of the variables such as prices of specified list of commodities, the volume of production in the different sectors of an industry, production of various agricultural crops, the cost of living. Conventionally, index numbers are expressed in terms of percentage of the two periods. The period with which the comparison is to be made is known as a base period, and the value in the base period is given the index number 100. Underline that statement, please. The value always in the base period is given the index number 100. So if you want to know how much the price has changed in 2005 from the level in 1990, then 1990 will become the base. The index number of any period is in proportion with it. Thus, an index number of 250 would indicate that the value is 2.5 times that of the base period. Now I will try to make this a little more simpler with a simple example which you shall follow on the board. Suppose we have vegetable oil and we take 2 years, one a base. Let's say I take 2000 year 2000 and I take 2020. Vegetable oil in the year 20 or 2000 was 40 rupees and here it becomes 80 rupees. Okay. Now let me take another commodity, tea. Now let's say tea was 100 rupees a kilo in 2000 and in the year 2020 it has risen to 150 rupees. Now, looking at these figures, what would you conclude? The price of which commodity has increased and by how much? Now, the current year is, for us, current year is written as the price 1P1 and the base year price means the price P is 0. So when we are following, we say the actual difference is current year minus the base year and we multiply it by 100. Let's look at it. Over here we say from 40 to 80 it has risen 40 rupees. Here it has risen 50 rupees. Looking at the figure, everyone would say the price of tea has increased more than the price of oil. But let us see the actual facts. What is it? The actual price is current year price, that is 80 upon the base year price 40 into 100 by a percentage. So this is 200. Okay, 200 and here it is 150 upon 100 into 100. That is equal to 150. Taking the base year as 100, this has increased 100% times. This from 100 to 150 it has risen only 50% times. Yes or no? So in actual, normally we don't write the percentage, we say it has risen 100 times. That is because the base year I made you underline that statement. What was that statement I made you underline? The value in the base period is given the index number 100. Always it is measured as 100. So when we look at the two figures, now we would say that the price of oil has doubled, increased 100% time, whereas tea has only risen 50 because the base here is 100. From 100 it has risen to 150, which means it has risen only 50%. But looking at it, what would we say directly? Oil has increased by 40 rupees and tea has risen by 50 rupees. So looking at this, everyone would say the price of tea is risen more. 50 rupees is more than 40, so 50 is more. But no, by calculating the index price, how do you calculate index price? The current year price upon the base year price multiplied by 100 gives you the index figure. Here it is increased to 200. What is the base year normally? 100. So from 100 it is 200. How much have increased? Increase of 100. Whereas oil and tea is from 150 current year upon the base year into 150. The base year is 100, it has risen to 150. In other words, how much it has increased by 50 times, 50%. So in real, which has risen more? Oil or tea? Oil. So this is what index number tells us and helps us to give our conclusions. The prices are increasing. You hear people talk, महंगाई कितनी हो गई? How much prices has increased? Okay, and if now, like they say, the third case, if you look at it, the government says if the price of petroleum products increase, there will not be an inflation. On what basis is the government saying that? On the calculation of an index number. So you see, index number is a very important statistical tool which helps us to analyze the situations, whether it is a price or whether it is on quantity. Have you understood this little small difference? Okay. So looking at it, normal persons would think differently, but the actual situation while calculated gives you a different picture. Okay, let's go on. So I'm coming back to the top three lines. The index number of any period is in proportion with it. Thus, an index number of 250 indicates that the value is 2.5 times. How is he saying it is 2.5 times? What is the base period taken as? 100. So the base period, if it is 100 and it has risen to 250, it means it has risen 1.5 times. 2.5 times, that means from 100 to 250, 2.5 times it has risen. Okay, 2.5 times that of the base period. The base period is always calculated as 100. That's why I made you underline that statement. The value in the base period is given the index number 100. And when it is risen to 250 means it has risen 2.5 times of the base period. From 100 it has risen to 250. Let's go on. The price index numbers measure and permit comparisons of the prices of certain goods. Now we also have quantity index numbers. Just like we have price index numbers, we also have quantity index numbers. What do? They measure the changes in the physical volume of production, construction or employment. Underline that statement also. Quantity index numbers measure the changes in the physical volume of production, construction or employment. Just like we have an index number for prices, price index number, we will also have a quantity index number. Okay. Though price index numbers are more widely used, a production index is also an important indicator of the level of the output in an economy. Now, construction of an index numbers. In the following sections, the principles of constructing an index number will be illustrated through the price index numbers. Now let us look at the following example. Example 1, calculation of a simple aggregative price index. We have 4 commodities A, B, C, D. We have a base period of price 2, 5, 4 and 2, and we have the current period of price which is 4, 6, 5 and 3. What would be the percentage change? How do you find percentage change? Current upon base into 100. So now 4 upon 2 into 100 would give a change of, that is 200. What is the base here normally taken as? 100. So what will be the percentage change? 100. Are you understanding how it is done? Do it 4 upon 2 into 100. What is it? 2 will go into 150 times. 54s are 200. What is the base? 100. So if it base is 100 and it has risen to 200, what is the percentage change? 100. Right? Second one. 6 upon 5 into 100. 5 will go into 100 how many times? 20. 6 20s are 120. The base was how much? 100. It has risen to 120. What is the percentage change? 20. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yeah? Third one, look at the third one. C commodity. Base is 4, the current year price is 5. So it will be 5 upon 4 into 100. That is 4 will go into 125 times. 25 5s are 75. 125. So that is how much? 25 is the change. Are you doing it, children? Yes? D, 3 upon 2 into 100. 3 upon 2 into 100. 2 will go into 150 times. 50 into 3, 150. 150, that is the base is 100. So what is the change? 50. Are you understood this or no? However, when we are doing the numericals, we will touch upon it again. As you observe in this example, the percentage changes are different for every commodity. If the percentage changes were the same for all the 4 items, a single measure would have been sufficient to describe the change. However, the percentage changes differs and reporting the percentage change for every item will be confusing. It happens when the number of commodities is large, which is common in any real market situation. So a price index represents these changes by a single numerical measure. There are 2 methods of constructing index number. It can be computed by the aggregator method and by the method of averaging relatives. The aggregator method is, the formula for the simple aggregator price index is the price index for the current year, POI, it is read as the price index for the current year is equal to sigma P1 upon sigma P0 into 100, where P1 and P0 indicate the price of the commodity in the current period and the base period respectively. So P1 is the price of the current year upon the price of the base year into 100. And this is what we done over here to see how much an increase has been done. Price of the current year upon price of the base year into 100. So we found it was 200. The normal base is 100. So how much an increase is there? There is an increase of 100. For P, the price of the current year upon the price of the base year into 100, it has 150. The base year is 100. From 100 it has increased to 150. What is an increase? 50. So whose has increased more? Price of oil is increased almost 100%. This has increased only 50%. Understood? Now we will do the numerical part of this, because I don't want to read this, which is normally numerical. I prefer to do them on the board. But for that, First of all, we will now study the different, you can write down the types of index numbers. Write down types of index numbers. Types of index numbers which you will study is first wholesale price index, abbreviated as WPI. Second type of index number is consumer price index, consumer price index, abbreviated as CPI. The third type of index numbers is index numbers of index number of industrial production, and the fourth is index number of agriculture, index number of agriculture production, and the fifth is Sensex. Now, out of these children, this is in your portion, this is in your portion, this is not in your portion. Index numbers of industrial production has been deleted from this year's portion. So we are left with these three to do: wholesale price index, consumer price index, and the Sensex. Okay, and we are running out of time, so I will stop till here. Like I said, today I would concentrate more on the theoretical. From Monday onwards, we would begin on the main part, that is the mathematical or the numericals of index numbers, and how to, or the methods of constructing index numbers will be done in the next class. Okay, so till here we will stop today's class, and we will meet again. Whenever we have a next class, we will meet again and we will continue the topic. Okay, till then all of you have a nice day. Okay.